Our third presenter is on this topic is Leslie Roche. She's a PhD from the Cooperative Extension Specialist. I can talk this late in the day. UC Davis Department of Plant Science, and she will be discussing California's climate smart ag research and extension. Leslie.
Oh, thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. I have my right screen up, right? That's good. Okay. So I'm going to give a very brief update on a brand new project that we're going to be launching soon. I, along with several colleagues, including Dr. Tapan Pathak at UC Merced and UC Cooperative Extension, and Dr. Steve Estoya with USDA California Climate Hub, as well as many, many others across UC Davis and UC Cooperative Extension, focusing on climate smart ag research and extension. And so just a little bit of context. A lot of this I know you are very familiar with, but California, as we all know, is the largest and most diverse agricultural economy in the nation, with revenue from farms and ranches exceeding $50 billion annually, representing a combined over 400 commodities. California's ecologically diverse landscape, of course, also includes 34 million acres of working rangelands, which support over 3 billion plus annual cattle, sheep, and goat industry. And so given the scale of production, a lot of what we've heard about already today, sustainable agriculture is vital to state and nation's economic environmental security. However, as we all know, current and future climate risks pose many challenges. We've increased frequency and intensity of extreme events such as heat waves, floods, droughts, increasing temperatures, increasingly variable and uncertain precipitation events, as well as associated increases in weeds, pests, diseases, and other pressures. These are already significantly impacting agriculture and our broader economy. And these conditions are unfortunately only providing a glimpse of the future. Farmers and ranchers are under constant pressure to adjust to uncertain weather and climate events and need to, minimize these risks. And so one of the things that we have seen and working with many of our partners is that coordinated efforts are really needed to develop novel tools and strategies to really support this climate smart agriculture, climate smart agricultural programs that are directly aligned with stakeholder needs. And this really, to do that, it needs to be done in a participatory manner. So to this end, we are launching a very recently funded by USDA NIFA, large multi-partner effort to strengthen climate smart ag research and extension in California by working with a broad diversity of stakeholders. And these are many of our partners and collaborators here. They include farmers and ranchers, commodity boards and commissions, non-governmental organizations, state and federal agencies, extension academics, farm bureaus, ag commissioners' offices, ag industry, you name it, including, of course, the California Rangeland Conservation Coalition. Just give you a little bit of overview of what we're going to do as part of this climate smart ag research and extension project. Is our very first step is to understand and document the perceptions, the experiences, and knowledge of of climate change and needs for tools, resources, and extension programs among a diversity of stakeholders. And we're going to do this through a series of surveys, focus groups, and interviews. And this will inform the development of the other three major components of this project. The first being, and maybe one of the most relevant to this group, are a series of technical service provider trainings. This is a 5-year project, and so we'll be hosting 4 annual climate and ag trainings for technical service providers. As many of you know, TSPs, they are trusted sources of information. And so we're gonna work with folks to build capacity across local, state, federal, and university-based technical assistance providers to address climate change concerns with science-based information and resources, and to really foster a community of practice around understanding climate change threats and around communicating those effectively. The second component of this project is a producer workshop. So we're going to host over the 5 years of the project, approximately 20 regional climate smart producer workshops, so for both farmers and ranchers. And we're doing this in collaboration with regional coordinators from across UC Cooperative Extension, including both farm and ranch and natural resource advisors. And we're really going to be looking at, not just conventional multi-generational producers, but also targeting first generation and beginning ranchers as well, looking at some of the socially disadvantaged and limited resource producers as well in this this entire effort. And really looking to increase co-learning. So co-learning on relevant climate smart farm and ranch level strategies. So thinking about, bringing together not just the scientific expertise, but also the managerial expertise, that place-based experience that we all know is very important to better link science and management. And then the third component is education and extension service learning. And this is really about workforce development for the next generation. And so we'll be hosting both formal and informal education opportunities for students across California, including UC credit-based and certificate courses through both UC Merced and UC Davis, as well as a community college certificate course through mainly the Bay Area Community College Consortium. And then finally, we're also going to be integrating what we call externships, which are going to be competitive summer internships for students to directly work with UC Cooperative Extension and USDA Climate Hub folks each year to really get that necessary hands-on experience and training that we talked a little bit about earlier today. So, thinking about climate smart ag research and extension, can really only have value if it can lead to enhanced climate informed decision-making at the local scale. And so, of course, this begins with that detailed understanding of stakeholder needs. So what we're doing right now is, as I've mentioned, we're just launching, but in the next 6 months, we're going to be conducting these needs assessments. So that includes developing a statewide survey, focus groups, and phone interviews across a very broad range of farming and ranching agricultural stakeholders. So thinking about producers, but also conservation and other rangeland professionals as well. So if you're interested in learning more, want to get involved, we would love to have your perspectives. You can contact me directly. My email here, or watch these spaces here for continued project updates. You can also take your camera and take a shot of this QR code to get more details on the overall project from our recent press release. So thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Leslie. Again, if anybody has any questions, you can put those in the chat and Leslie can get back to you, and you have her contact on that slide. But if you can put that in the chat as well, Leslie. So when the slide goes away, your contact does not.